Good evening and welcome back to my channel. Tonight, or this evening, we're going to be looking at the Anubis Oracle. This is one of the decks that I shown the box of at when I did my sort of birthday haul video yesterday. So I'm going to reread what's on the back. This is a deck. This is an oracle deck, a 35 card oracle deck and guidebook, and it's a journey into the shamanic mysteries of Egypt. It's by Nikki Scully and Linda Starr Wolf, and it's illustrated by Chris Walder. So it's in a box that slides out. Okay, it's like that sort of drawer effect. And let's see what it tells us about this deck on the back of the box. There's a couple of reviews, so to speak, where people have written their own opinion down. There's one from Barbara Hand-Clow, author of the Mayan Code, Jean Houston, author of The Passion of Isis and Osiris, and from John Anthony West, author of Serpent in the Sky. All three of them extremely positive reviews, and an example of one is a work rich in tarot resonances, cosmological, psychological, spiritual, emotional and symbolic, focused directly on the sacred science of Egypt, where tarot almost certainly has its roots. In a sense, the Anubis Oracle is more original than the original, an intriguing and conceiving concept. Oh, convincing, not conceiving. Right, well, let's get on with this. The box contains 35 full-coloured cards and a 176-page guidebook with detailed cards, interpretations and 8 divinatory spreads. The Anubis Oracle is a shamanic guide to inner Egypt, a place of mystery, wisdom and abiding love that resides within each of us. It is a place where the Neteru, the archetypal deities and elemental spirits of the Egyptian pantheon, lead us on a heart-opening journey of transformation that teaches us the inner workings of the soul. The full-coloured deck contains a key card, it's a card for each of the Neteru, and 8 composite cards portraying several deities in relationship. The accompanying book provides detailed card interpretations and divinatory instructions, allowing us to achieve higher love and identify our sacred purpose, thus revealing the answers we seek in our personal lives and world interactions. The Anubis Oracle connects us with the ancestral wisdom and guidance, shamanic mysteries of Egypt that lives within us all. Wow, this does look good, doesn't it? I love the bright colours of it, the blues, reds and yellows. So, let's get on and see what it says. Here's the book. Okay, we have the same images on the front of the box and there's no blurb on the back. Let's have a look. So again, we have praise for the Anubis Oracle inside, and Mary K. Greer has also written a small review. An enchanting way for you to enter the realm of the Egyptian Neteru and the archetypes of nature. With Anubis as your pathfinder and these cards as your map, you will chart the course of your own creation. Let the Anubis Oracle guide you to an awareness of the interdependency of all creation through the accumulated wisdom of the ages. So in the introduction, we have acknowledgements, then an introduction, and how to use the Anubis Oracle. We then have the Anubis Oracle deck. There are the 22 sacred Neteru cards. So there's the key card, which is the Anubis, opener of the way. Then there's the dove, Nekbet, Mother Mut, alchemist. Then it goes through all the different cards that are there, which we will have a look here. We then have, after that, the composite cards, which is, there are 8 composite cards. That's entering the mystery, sacred relationship, cosmic influences, tree of life, higher love and wisdom, right timing and direction, sacred purpose and alchemy. Then we have layouts and sample readings. Then it tells us a little bit about the author and the artwork and the artist. So I'm not going to read any of the acknowledgements or any of the introduction, because that will take some time because they're quite long, and it's something that you can read if you choose to go on and use this deck. I'm just going to have a look at the Anubis Oracle deck. Okay, so let's leave that on that page because we'll come back to that in a sec. So let's have a look. These are the cards. They are quite a little bit bigger than a tarot deck, wider. Let's just grab a deck here, a standard sized deck, and see how it compares. Here we go, tuck box rage. Can't get the tuck box open. This does annoy me. There we go. Just as I'm about to give up, it decides to work with me. So we can see the difference in size. Okay, so you have your traditional tarot size and the Oracle. Let's have a look. Just double check that this is. Yep, that's our standard size card. There you go. So it's quite a large deck to handle. And I have to say, it feels nice in my hands. I like big decks. I've got rather chunky hands, and so big decks seem to sit nicely. Now, excuse me, it's itching my throat again. So we have the key card, and the key card is Anubis, opener of the way. So that's Anubis, opener of the way. Then we have the dove, which is the initiate, innocence and trust. It's a little bit bright on there. If I just pop that light down a little bit. There you go. Then we have number 1, which is Nekbet, Mother Mut. And this is the alchemist, wisdom keeper and grandmother. Then we have the Nephthys, card number 2, which is the high priestess, intuition and mystery. Isis, Holy Queen, Mother of us all, embodied manifestation of love. Then we have Num, or Knum, which is a master craftsman, creator of form, organising principles. The Sphinx, divine messenger, earth altar and cosmic library. Sobek and Horus, reconciliation of opposites, forgiveness and understanding. I love the images on these cards because I really do like the Egyptian art, and this is just sitting really well with me. Then we have Sekhmet, transformation, fierce compassion and healer. Mat, truth, radiance and balance. Thoth, illumination, architect of wisdom, enlightened communication. Then we have Khepra, cycles of change, planetary guardian, spiral dancer. Bast, holy longing, desire, instinct and sensuality. Then we have Anubis, and that's surrender, shaman, enlightened heart. It's a little bit like our hanged man. You can see Anubis there hanging upside down, and the snake in the tree. Does that bring in our Christian sort of side with like Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden? Osiris, regeneration, transmutation and beauty. You see Osiris floating in the water there. Hathor, magic, medicine woman, integration. Then we have Set, shadow, adversarial ally and trickster. Wadjet, life force, energy, purification, divine awakener. Sothis, star consciousness, generosity, bodhisattva. Bodhisattva. Oh, look at that. It's very interesting, isn't it? Then we have Khonsu, lunar energies, divine timing and blood mysteries. Blood mysteries, that sounds interesting. Then we have Amun-Ra, solar energies, transfiguration and alchemical gold. Then we have Ptah, which is the new aeon, imagination, visionary prophet. Nut and Geb, wholeness, creation of sacred purpose, divine parents. The Nile, sacred archetypal element of water. The pyramid, sacred archetypal element of earth. So we have the elements in this as well. So we have had the different gods and their meanings. Now we're looking at elements. The desert, the sacred archetypal element of fire. And then the crested ibis, which is the sacred archetypal element of air. Then now we're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 cards that I was telling you about earlier on. So this number 8 will go from number 1. No, we'll go from number 8. We've got here alchemy and the 5 sacred elements. Alchemy and the 5 sacred elements. And you can see the images that I've just shown you are here in these cards. There's the ibis, the pyramids, the Nile and the desert. So we have air, earth, water and fire. There you go. Then we have sacred purpose, and that's Ptah, Nut, Geb and Anubis. We've already seen them in their individual cards, and here they are collaboratively working together in the sacred purpose card. Now we've got the card of right timing and direction, and in this we have Sothis, Khonsu and Amun-Ra. We have higher love and wisdom, which is Hathor, Set and Wadjet. Now we have the tree of life. So it wasn't Adam and Eve and the tree, the apple tree. It is the tree of life. And in this we have Bast, Anubis and Osiris. So you can see Bast, Anubis and Osiris. Then we have cosmic influences, and that's Mat, Thoth and Khepra. We have sacred relationship, and in this we have Khnum, Sobek, Horus, Sekhmet and the Sphinx. And then we have entering the mystery. We have Dove, Nekbet, Mother Mut, Nephthys and Isis. So these are the cards. Now, like I say, we had the key cards, then we had the different gods. Okay. Then, so that's our first card, which was the key card. Then we had the cards that were the different Egyptian gods. Then we had the 4 elements. Okay, we had the water, earth, fire and air. Okay, now here in the alchemy card it said the 5 sacred elements. So what I'm getting from this for the 5 sacred elements: air, which is the ibis; earth, which is the pyramids; water being the Nile; fire being the desert, and this centre part here being spirit. And then following that card, all these were the different, the 8 cards that, what was the collective name for them? I think there was a collective name for those 8 cards. Let me just see. Composite cards. They are the composite cards. Yeah. So we have the Anubis Oracle deck, the 22 Sacred Netero cards. That so 22 to 25, the 4 suit cards of the elements, and then we have the final 8 cards, which are numbered 1 to 8, and they are the composite cards. So just looking at the key card being Anubis, let's just have a look and see what it tells us about the key card. So Anubis is the opener of the way. Anubis holds the key to the Egyptian mysteries within himself. He is an accomplished shamanic high priest and metaphysician. As opener of the way, he is a powerful spirit guide who helps transport individuals from the one incarnation to another, and one realm or dimension to another, during their shamanic journey or transformational process. He literally parts the veils between the worlds so that we not only glimpse the mysteries, we can also participate in them by becoming co-creators in manifesting our own dreams and realities. Anubis is a great gift to us, for within him resides the spiritual gifts of all the Neteru, all the principles from the spiritual world. He guards us and guides us equally through the day and night, the dark and the light, outer and inner, and the spiritual and material realms. His purpose in bringing us this oracle is to deliver to humanity a key that will open the heart and mind and reveal the inner workings of the soul. This key card is the significator card that designates Anubis as the grounding principle and spirit guide who is with you throughout this oracle. Anubis represents the shamanic consciousness that lives deep within each of our souls. Begin each reading by placing this key card above the rest of the layout so that you can reflect on Anubis or invoke his guidance and support as you open the door to inner Egypt. If you choose to leave this card in the pack and it comes up in a reading, spend some time gazing at the image of Anubis to make direct contact with his wise counsel. You can also meditate with him to help you find the layout that is appropriate for the moment and the situation that brings you to the oracle. Wow, that's actually very deep. That's very deep. So our first card then would be the dove. Okay, and what does it say about the dove? So this is our significator card. We can meditate with it. We can also put it in the deck. Use it mainly as a significator according to this, sticking it above the readings that we can hone in to Anubis. But then how would that fit in? Let's have a look. In the deck we then can look at it, and it's probably telling us to look inwards more to ourselves if it comes up in a reading. So let's have a look at the dove. We're just going to take one card to look at it and then give us an idea as to how the cards are being interpreted. So the dove is the initiate. So the dove represents the seeker as the archetype principle of the innocent initiate who responds to the call to enter the mysteries or to request information or advice from the oracle. The dove is brave and courageous in the search for wisdom and truth, and learns to trust his or her own inner knowing when engaging not only with the oracle but also with the powerful transformational forces encountered on this path. The dove carries an olive branch as a sacred offering so that the initiate or seeker can honour each of the Netero who serve as our allies and guides in life and in our divining journeys with the oracle. The olive branch is humbly offered with the request for permission to enter the relationship or mystery teaching offered by each of the archetypes that appear in the reading. Okay. The dove is the bridge between the present world of humanity and the ancient past. For most people, the dove automatically evokes some kind of spiritual connection, as the olive branch evokes peace and reverence. This card is all about you. If you've chosen this card, you are being called to a place of innocence and trust, purity and new beginnings. To fully receive the guidance that's being offered to you, you must be willing to empty out your old programming and beliefs, as well as your intellectual skepticism. Something new is coming. It may be time for you to begin again. In other words, to become like a small child or a babe in the womb, open to new information. This is also a time when an outer teacher may appear to guide you on your path. You may find yourself drawn to new teachings or new paths, including mystery schools. Now is the moment to respond fearlessly to that inner call. Wow. I love the way that this is written. I love the way it sort of explains the card, gives us our meaning, but it's completely different. Now, so we've looked at one of the cards there. Let's look at the elements. So we'll look at this one here. So we'll look at the first one we came to, which was the Nile, the sacred archetypal element of water. So again, it explains to us water blesses us. The Nile is a bountiful river. The Nile flows through Egypt. With this, we learn how to feel through water. We learn about emotions, sensitivity and consciousness. Water cleanses the lenses of our psychic awareness and nourishes our intuition. So when you draw this card, it is time to enter the river. It's time to return to the primal waters of the unknown, trusting that you will be fed and nurtured by the great mystery. Relax. Perhaps make some time to immerse yourself in water, experience floating and feeling yourself upheld by the waters of life. This is an opportunity for deep cleansing and renewal and trust. Water, as your ally in this reading, is the medium through which you will respond to what is needed at the time. All of water's unique qualities are now available to you. Right. It's very, very interesting, isn't it? And then what were the other cards? The composite cards. So, what did it tell us about the composite cards? There's a lot about the composite cards, so I'm not going to read it all. It tells us about the composite cards, but then we'll look at the first one, which is entering the mystery. Dove, Nekhbet, Mother Mutt, Nephthys and Isis. And what does it say? The dove represents, so it goes through each one. So the dove represents the petitioner who is questioning the Anubis oracle. Who is questioning through the Anubis oracle. The innocent, trusting dove flies to meet Nekhbet Mother Mutt. After offering the olive branch to the older alchemist, the dove gains permission to enter into the shamanic mysteries of Egypt. Nephthys and Isis form the sacred archway through which the dove must pass to go deeper into the heart of Egypt and her mysteries. If you've drawn this card, consider how your current life situation reflects the actions of the Neteru pictured here. Something new and perhaps surprising is happening in your life, requiring you to take a chance or plunge deeply into the unknown. You have all the support and guidance that you need. Wow. So that's all about support. Then at the back of the book, it then gives us sample readings. There's quite a large reading there. That's quite a large spread. So those sample readings I'm going to play around with and see how I get on. This actually looks very exciting. It looks like it's something that I'm going to enjoy because it's so different to our traditional tarot and oracle cards. It's a complete system, different system all of its own, and it's something new to learn within divination. So, like I say, these are the cards. They've got a slight sheen to them. They're not glossy. They're more matte. A nice big size. Let's see what they're like for shuffling. Yep, they're quite nice to shuffle. Because there's so few of them, there's, what did I say, 35 cards. It's not, because they're big, it doesn't really make it difficult to hold, because there's just that, you know, there's not as much as you get in a tarot deck. It doesn't riffle very well, but there again, it's because there's so few. We'll try once more and see how we go. Yeah, riffles and bridges, but because, again, like I say, because there's so few, it makes it a little bit difficult. So that's this deck. Lovely colours, lovely bright colours, a completely new and different system to read with, and one that can take us quite deep, not just through reading with the cards, but through use in meditation as well. As you're aware, on many of my decks where there are cards that I've come across that are new or different, stepping into the card, meeting the character of the card is very, very mind-blowing at times, but really enjoyable to do. So I'm going to try that with our key card, who was Anubis, or who is Anubis, and see where it takes us. And I shall let you know how I get on. Right, I'm going to create another video now. I'm not putting them all together as one large video, and the next one is from the other deck that I've shown you last night. So take care, enjoy your evening, and I hope life is treating you well. Bye for now.